Good day to all of you. Welcome to Naga Central School 2's Project Watch webinar with the theme Living Legacy, Instilling the Values of Time Consciousness and Honesty. To formally open our webinar, let us listen to the messages of Sir Mariano B. de Guzman, CESU 6 Schools Division Superintendent of Naga City, Honorable Nelson Ligacion, Naga City's Mayor, Honorable Ricardo P. Shera, Barangay Captain of Peña Francia, Naga City, Ma'am Teresita Irma S. Dicok, PSTS of District 3, and Ma'am Juliet Cruzat Curva, Principal of Naga Central School 2.
Let me express my greetings to all the participants to this important activity of Naga Central School 2, which is entitled Project Watch New Normal Zoom In. So this is associated with the present health conditions in our country, which mentioned new normal, connected with our present challenge, which is the COVID-19 pandemic. Special mention to our Public Schools District Supervisor, Ma'am Teresita Irma Dicok, to our school principal, Ma'am Juliet Curva, to our WATS coordinator, and of course to the proponent, Mr. Manaog. I appreciate your initiative for coming up with this activity so that the intention of this program will be able to reach those that are supposed to benefit from the important goals of this program, which is Project Watch. So the Project Watch, of course, is no longer new for the school community of NCS2 because I have learned that this has been existing already in the school for a number of years already, particularly during the time of the incumbency of your principal, Ma'am Dr. Juliet Curva. So I believe that this particular activity, which we can consider as capacity building for our personnel, is just an integral part of the totality of the programs that are supposed to be implemented in the school. Considering that your school is one of the implementing schools of this Project Watch. And therefore, I know that you already know the nature of this program and also how this was organized. As far as I know, this has been a result of the partnership between three agencies, wherein W.A.T.C.H is one of them. And because this is focusing on the advocacy for the important values and virtues that we need to develop in our society. So this program has been realized and being materialized and being put into action as far as the Naga Central School 2 is concerned. I also would like to express my appreciation and thanks to those who will be serving as resource speakers and of course to all the participants. I just want to tell you, because I was invited to be part of this activity as the head of the agency of W.A.T.C.H Naga City, I want to tell you that I support your activity. I like the activity and I appreciate your initiative for this matter. I hope that every member of the school community will become familiar of the objectives and directions of this program, knowing that the WATS means we advocate time consciousness and honesty. So it's more of being conscious of the time, so that whenever you are given the task to work, you have to work based on the time given to you. Dahil dapat nagpapalibre. So kung if you are expected to work for 8 hours a day, you have to work for 8 hours a day. And sabi nga sa mga panunumpa sa mga kawani ng gobyerno, maglilingkod ako ng higit pa sa panahon na kinakailangan, sa higit na haba ng panahon kung kinakailangan. Ayan. And then, yung honesty na talagang matagal na itong ipinaglalaban sa DepEd, na gustong matutunan ng mga bata na maging honest, because time will come, because of the evolution, the youth of today will become the adult tomorrow. And this adult tomorrow will be the next generation that will rule our country. They will become government officials. And what we really wanted as ordinary citizens is for us to have a government with government officials who are honest. So I would like to send the idea that if we want to teach our children, teach our learners to become time conscious and honest, first of all, we ourselves must also practice what we are teaching them, to become time conscious and to become honest. So dapat mayroon tayong implementation sa ating sarili. Our learners look up to us, and we are serving as their examples. We don't just teach them the concepts, but if the concepts are being applied in our daily lives, these concepts have to be performed in actual situation, particularly in our school community. So let these virtues, let these values be done, not only in the school community, but even outside of the school, and even in your respective homes and in your respective communities, so that this program will really become effective, so that this program will not just be a program, but a program that will really help the total development of our learners. So I hope you will have a good time for your activity. I hope learning will continue to take place within each individual participant, so that particularly the teachers, even if we are already teachers, we should develop the idea that learning continues. Even if you are already a teacher, even if you are already adult, we need to continuously learn. And we need to continuously have our individual and personal realizations of what we experience and what we observe and what are happening around us. So, God bless to everyone, and sana maging malayo tayo sa COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you very much.
Diyos marhay na aldaw po sa tuya gabos. The crisis that we are facing today, brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic, has greatly affected our learning modalities. From the physical classroom setting that we've grown accustomed to, we are now left with no option but to adapt a blended distance learning method either by way of online classes or through printed modules, so as to avoid face-to-face interactions and save our school children and educators from any possibility of virus transmission. Yet, even so, we are faced with the challenge of adapting to the so-called new normal. With this comes various challenges in the effectiveness of distance learning to our students, given a new school environment that they have to find in the comforts of their homes, the convenience and conduciveness for study that we are not sure if all homes and houses can provide. This new setup also poses tremendous tasks and workloads for our teaching personnel and the whole of the school institutions, with the volume of learning modules that they have to come up with, in addition to the new mode of classroom instruction that they have to engage, all the while ensuring and taking into consideration the learning of each student in the process. Not only this, but also the additional burden that this will cause upon our parents in providing the needed time, space, and tools for their children at home in order for them to do their schooling, juggling work and their children's school concerns at the same time. With all this, in behalf of the city government of Naga, we are appealing to each and every student, parent, teacher, and everyone who forms part of the education sector to take heart. We in the city government will be together with you in providing needed assistance to make adapting in this new normal a little less harder, if not easy. In fact, we are now in the process of establishing internet connections in every public schools in Naga to aid with the need for internet access of our constituents, particularly for our students and teachers. We have also aided schools with printer machines to assist with the printing needs and reduce costs for our schools in producing copies of modules for our students. However, the needs of the education sector can be more than this. Limits in a lot of other aspects can pose risk and other issues that we have to face later on. That is why we are encouraging the cooperation of everyone to be extra caring and supportive of each other's needs, to establish and nurture an encouraging environment in our homes and communities that fosters productivity and communication that is highly needed in adapting to this new normal. Under this Project W.A.T.C.H, let us continue to be advocates of punctuality and honesty, two core values that will save us time and resources amid this pandemic. As we start this new journey in schooling comes this October, may our resiliency as Nagueños and faith in the Almighty God as a people guide us through. Diyos mabalos po.
Good day, teachers and students. Ako po ang inyong punong barangay Ricardo P. Sierra Jr. ng Barangay Peña Francia. To our school principal, Dr. Juliet Cruzat Curva, Sir Owen Manuel Di Manaog, Ma'am Leslie N. Aspe Refarial, Project W.A.T.C.H Coordinator. Para po sa mga teachers, parents and students, tayo po ngayon ay nasa panahon ng new normal dahil sa COVID-19 pandemic. Maraming pagbabago at isa na sa apektado ay ang kondukta ng pag-aaral ngayon. Bagamat mahirap ang sitwasyon, ay kailangan magpatuloy pa din para sa kinabukasan ng ating mga anak at mag-aaral. Para po sa mga students ng NCS2, napakaganda po ng programa ng Naga Central School 2, ang Project W.A.T.C.H, with the acronym of We Advocate Time, Consciousness, and Honesty. Dalawang bagay po ang nakapalaman dito. Ang number 1 po is time consciousness and number 2 is honesty. Sa time consciousness ay para na ding time management. Kung alam mo kung paano gagamitin ng tama ang iyong oras sa isang bagay, this will probably increase your effectiveness, efficiency, and productivity. Good time management enables you to work smarter, not harder. Sa konting oras, mas maraming magagawa kung time conscious ka. Sa honesty naman is when you speak the truth and act truthfully. Para po sa mga bata, ang ibig sabihin ng honesty ay hindi ka magsisinungaling. At ang pagsasabi ng totoo ay napakalaking parte ng pagiging honest. Pero ang honesty ay hindi lang pagsasabi ng totoo. Dapat po ang honesty ay pagiging totoo sa araw-araw na ating ginagawa. Maraming salamat po. In behalf of Barangay Council of Barangay Peña Francia, we support Project W.A.T.C.H of Naga Central School 2. Maraming salamat po.
To our Superman of Naga City, our City Mayor, Honorable Nelson Legacion, to our Barangay Captain of Peña Francia, Honorable Ricardo Sierra, to our dear Superintendent, Mariano B. de Guzman, to our very industrious, dynamic principal of Naga Central School 2, Dr. Joliet C. Corba, to our teachers, parents, children, stakeholders, good day to everyone. It is in the Division Memorandum number 167 series of 2019. This is the launching of Values and Character Education Program Formation in Naga City. So in support with this memorandum and pursuant with the Naga tribes, there is a proposal to conduct innovative activity entitled Project W.A.T.C.H New Normal Zone in Naga Central School 2 and SPED Center. It is really to encourage bayanihan. I want to underscore the word bayanihan among our teachers, parents, the community, our stakeholders, and advocate this Project W.A.T.C.H. It is the goal of the school in the basic education to provide the children with the skills, knowledge, and values they need to become caring, self-reliant, and productive citizen in the new normal in our society. So, I would want to acknowledge also the proponent of this project, Mr. Oscar Manuel B. Manaog, and to a school coordinator of Project W.A.T.C.H. This is G.J. Leslie A. Riparial. And to all of you, good day and God bless everyone.
This school year 2020-2021 has been the most challenging continuing learning among our learners. The pandemic we have been facing has changed our learning modalities. It has controlled our contacts with other people. But despite this struggle, kudos to the school project W.A.T.C.H coordinator, Mrs. Leslie Rivarial, who has the passion to serve the school community no matter what happens. The school has its brand of providing quality education as shown by its winnings not only in locally but globally academic competitions. The school has envisioned producing learners who are not just academically excellent but value-laden individuals as well. The school dreams of developing holistic children with virtues of time consciousness and honesty. These are the two big values being promoted by Project Watch. We in Naga Center School 2 and Naga City Sped Center proudly say by heart, we are advocates of Project Watch. Let us all be one on this project. Good day, everyone.
Thank you for your warm messages, Sir Money, Mayor, Sir Ricardo, Ma'am Irma, and Ma'am Juliet. Now, it is time to listen and learn from our speakers. The first speaker for today is a teacher and guidance counselor of Naga Central School 2, and she is also the Project Watch coordinator, Ma'am GJ Leslie A. Rifarial.
Hello, everybody. Good day, and thank you for sharing your precious time with us. Before I start my topic about Project Watch, let me first say thank you to our very supportive Schools Division Superintendent, Sir Mariano B. Guzman, our City Mayor, Nelson B. Ligacion, the Barangay Captain of Peña Francia, Ricardo Shera, the PSTS of District 3, Dr. Teresita Ira Estico, and most especially our principals, school principals, Dr. Julia Cruzat Curva, for making this activity possible. Today, we are going to share to you our school advocacy as we face the new normal. Okay, before I proceed with the discussion, let me first stated to you that most of the information that I'm going to discuss to you, to share to you about Project Watch advocacy is based from the DepEd Memorandum Number 410 Series of 2009. So this is something to do with the guidelines on the establishment of a watch goal. So in this slide, I'm going to present to you the overview, then the guidelines on the establishment of a watch goal. Then last but not the least is something to do with the project, sample projects or activities that were implemented in our school. Let us now continue our discussion. Let's start from the word itself, Project Watch. WATCH is the acronym of We Advocate Time Consciousness and Honesty. So today we're talking about time management, being punctual and honest. Before we proceed on with this project, let me first share to you the short overview of this program. So paano po ba na-establish ang ganitong programa sa ating ahensya or sa ating paaralan? This was based from the DepEd Memorandum Numbers 160 and 387 series of 2008 as a significant step in bringing about fundamental change or societal transformation. So the main objective of this program is to strengthen the values of punctuality and honesty among the DepEd officials and employees. And because of this, a national summit on watch was held on May 20 to 23, 2009 in Teachers Camp, Baguio City. This was participated by DepEd regionals, divisions, and school officials and teachers, corporate individuals, and other government and private education stakeholders. Aside from that, our ex-President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo issued Presidential Proclamation number 1782 dated May 21, 2009, which entitled Declaring the Month of June as Watch Month and enjoining all schools, colleges, universities, and local government units to undertake programs of activities relating to every second week of June. So the major goal is to push forward the recognition of punctuality and honesty as two core values in promoting national renewal and development. So this is why Project Watch was being implemented to all agencies, not only to all schools. So this is now the Administrative Order number 255 and Presidential Proclamation number 1782 that were signed by our former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, declaring the month of June as Watch Month. So ito na po yung naging start kung paano po natin isa-celebrate, paano po natin i-integrate ang values ng pagiging honest and punctual to our pupils and to other agencies. So, aside from that, Project Watch is a joint values advocacy movement of the JCI Senate Philippines, DepEd, Commission on Higher Education, the CHED, TESDA, Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, and the Philippine Association of Colleges and Universities, with an objective to inculcate to the Filipino youth the value of punctuality and honesty in the development and productivity of our nation. So ito po yung mga ahensya na ah, sama-sama para po magkaroon tayo ng ganitong programa. Let's proceed with the next topic. This is something to do on the guidelines on the establishment of a watch goal. Let me first read to you the rationale of the program. Advocacy for time consciousness and honesty is a significant campaign for core development of individuals. If everyone is punctual and honest, there will be a concomitant valuing for self-respect and for respecting others' time. These values cannot be taught, but they can be caught by simply modeling the practice and making it a habit. Awareness of the benefits we can derive from being a watch implementer is basically the end goal in establishing a watch goal. So here are the objectives of this program. We have three objectives. First is to know and understand the value of punctuality in context of the development of a better Filipino character. Next one is to cherish and value punctuality as an integral part of a true Filipino and to identify concrete strategies that will assist an individual in the actualization of the value of punctuality and honesty in one's life. So these are the reason why we need to have this kind of program. So let's come now to the school. Ano po ba yung qualified school para magkaroon ng tinatawag natin na watch school? So based from the guidelines given to us, any type of elementary and secondary school and private school can establish this kind of program. The school may either be urban or rural. So anybody can have this kind of project. So it comes with school readiness. Siyempre po, kasama dun ang ating principal, teachers, teaching and non-teaching staff, and the resource materials that we're going to need in order for us to implement this program. Then collaborate with any other religion or sect. Okay. Next one is we need to also include our curriculum and instruction in our school. So we have here different ways in how to integrate this program. The first one, the concept or programs, particularly goals and the objectives, are part of the subjects where there is the point of entry, especially in values, education, or GMRC and technology and home economics. So, ang pagiging honest and punctuality po ay lagi na pong nakapaloob sa ating subject na gaya ng values education. Pwede din po natin ilagay yung tinatawag natin na TLE. So, ano pa po ang pwede natin i-include sa curriculum instruction? So, let's update information campaign in a school bulletin. School bulletin board found in district places of the campuses. So, we can designate a bulletin board intended for this program. So, ano po pwede natin ilagay doon? Lagay po natin yung mga updates regarding the program, the projects, or anything that we want to implement in our school. Then, we can also use our school paper with special column regularly featuring students, teacher, non-teaching personnel who are exemplifying time consciousness and honesty. And the last one, involve other sectors such as local media, religious groups, and the local government units. Okay, this is another guidelines that we need to follow. We have here 5 ways in order for us to have this kind of trainings. Number 1 is the school administrators will conduct or will include watch program in the NSET and regular meetings. Number 2, continuous orientation involving the parent-teacher community association and the student government organization. Number 3, be able to conduct seminar workshop to annexes of the mother school for multiplier effects. The number 4, attending regional and division forum on time consciousness and honesty. And the last but not the least, the school will be able to form what we call a core trainers. So this one will help the school to be able to advocate this program and be able also to give more information to other agencies, government and non-government offices to be able to become a watch implementer. The fourth or the another one that we need to be guided is having what we call a campaign for advocacy. So we have here another different ways in order for us to be able to have this kind of activity. Number 1, coordinate with the government organizations and the non-government organization resourcing participation to or in attending seminars and workshop on watch. Next is collaboration with the division offices and regional implementers. Third is attending community assemblies conducted by LUUs in barangays where the school is located. Number 4, organizing of core groups in need of the program. Number 5, conduct of contests. It could be an oration, debates, essay, or anything that is connected with this kind of program. And the last one, be able to organize what we call a watch club under the supervision of the values education head or coordinator, or anybody designated by the school principals. So in this way, we can be able also to propagate this kind of program by trying to advertise this campaign with the help of other government or non-government agencies. And the last but not the least steps that we need to follow is having a monitoring and evaluation program in the school. Take note of the following. A school can be able to make its own guidelines in accordance with the given guidelines of the DepEd Order 410 series of 2009 memorandum. So here are the different way in order for us to monitor and evaluate the program. Can be able to give a monthly evaluation or a quarterly reporting about the program. The club could also give awards for outstanding individuals every graduation or recognition day. So the guidelines in the selection of the outstanding school implementer shall be based on the guidelines corresponding points shall be allocated. For more details, you can also read the DepEd Memorandum number 410 series of 2009. So those are the different guidelines that we need to follow in order for us to have a what we call the watch goal. You can also refer to the DepEd Memorandum number 410 series of 2009. Aside from that, I would like to share to you some of the projects that we did in order for us to be able to implement this project. So we have here different activities or programs. The first one is we're able to organize a project watch officers composed of pupils and teachers categories, the Honesto Ako store or the honesty store. Then the next one is installation of the honesty bulletin board. The next one is awarding of pupils or teacher or the honesty awards. The next one is the early birds awards for teachers and pupils. Or I forgot to include also the non-teaching staff. The number 6 is we conducted seminar for parents, teachers, and other stakeholders promoting Project Watch. The next one, the school was able to conduct a insect or a Slack session, and one of the topics given is all about Project Watch. The number 8, integration of Project Watch to DLPs or to the daily lesson plans of teachers. Number 9, conducted a contest about Project Watch through jingle, poster, or essay contest. The number 10, we're able to conduct an action research about the Honesto store. Number 11, we had our campaign and information dissemination. And number 12, we conducted what we called outreach program. We coordinated with the other school clubs or collaborated with the other school clubs. So here are the projects or the projects that we were able to implement. This is now our honesty store. This was actively participated by all pupils of Naga Central School too. And we also coordinated with the local social media to feature us on or advertise our program in order for us to be able to disseminate information to other schools and agency about this project. Next is we're able to give awards to the most honest employees. So this award was given to Alexis D. Ferro, and we're able to also request a mayor commendation last December 9, 2019. And here are the some of the pupils who were been active, cooperating, and being honest for the last school year. And we're able also to feature some pupils who were being honest. Okay, this is our school bulletin board. As you can see, may ka-share po kami sa bulletin board. And these are the active pupils who were being so honest throughout the years. So, hindi na po namin magamit yung board. So, ginamit po namin pati yung poste ng school just to give recognition to those pupils who were being honest. And we're so happy that they are also so active in being an honest pupil. So marami pong naki-operate, marami pong nagtuturn over ng mga lost and found items. So kahit minsan nga na lost and found items na sa loob ng classroom, nire-report nila sa guidance office just to see their names posted on the bulletin board. They are so happy seeing their names that they were recognized as an honest pupils. So another activity that we'd like to share to you is this what we called a My Hair Your Wig. This is a community outreach for the cancer patients. But despite of this kind of program, we usually gathered cat hair coming from the pupils and other donors. This was sponsored or initiated by one of our most active. This was funded by our most active stakeholders. They provide us with hairstylists and barbers to assist pupils, parents, and other stakeholders in donating their haircuts. So the main goal of this activity is to be able to gather donation of at least 15 kilograms of cat hairs with 4 inches or more of length. So the accumulated cat's hair will be used as hair wig to those cancer patients, not only here in the Philippines but also in other countries, other places. So our school was able to gather at least or less than more or less 15 kilogram of donated hair. And because of that, the school was able to receive an amount of 10,000 pesos from our uh, stakeholder who initiated in funding the activity. So they provide us with for providing us or helping their advocacy in helping cancer patients. So our active stakeholder is also doing this kind of activity or having this kind of community outreach. Through the help of the Project Watch organization, we're able to collaborate with him and be able to give him or donate to him these cut hairs. And because of that, we're given also an amount of 10,000 pesos. The These are the pupils who were been active in doing the program during the My Hair Your Week activity. So these are the parents and other pupils. And dahil po naging successful yung program namin ng pagdodonate po ng mga buhok para sa cancer patient, supposedly we will have another part 2 of this program na to be held on May 2020. So while waiting for that date, kasi this project also collaborated with the Brigada Escuela of the school. So the Project Watch, together with the other officers, the SPG, 4Ps, the ESP Club, collaborated together to support the school Brigada Escuela. So while waiting for that day on the Brigada Escuela, and on that exact date, we already had distributed different boxes to different parlors. So, na sinuportahan po ng mga teachers from our school and other pupils who volunteered to give these boxes to the different parlors here in Naga City. So, yung boxes po na dinistribute namin ay may at lagay ng Brigada Eskwela campaign as well as the Project Watch club logo or the Project Watch logo. So, we're happy that most of the stakeholders from different parlors actively participated in our program. And we're so happy also that we're able to have what we call a local media advertisement through the help of a radio station here in Naga City to invite more donors to be part of our project. So while waiting for that day, we're able to distribute more boxes from different parlors. Kaso lang po, nagkaroon tayo ng pandemic, kaya po yung program medyo po naantala. But despite of it, kagaya ng sinabi ko po sa inyo, nagkaroon po kami ng tinatawag ng fund na binigay sa amin na nakatulong dahil po sa pagtulong namin sa kanila. So yung 10,000 pesos po na na-receive namin ng aming school ay ang proceeds po nun ay napunta po sa aming mga school murals. So here are the projects that nagawa po nung nagkaroon kami ng ganitong fund. So, yung mga school murals sa front gate, nagpalagay po kami ulit ng tinatawag namin na Project Watch so that they will be aware of this program. The vision, the DepEd mission, the core values that we need to develop. This area waiting area for the parents. The campus security that we need to follow. Yung mga dapat na pinagbabawal sa loob ng school. So aside from that po, ito naman po yung ilagay sa back gate. Yung the campus security. Another. guidelines to need to follow. At syempre po, ito yung pinagawa din po namin ng murals yung aming Honesto store. This is where our honesty store located. And maliban po doon, nakalagay po din kami ng mga iba't ibang signage. Sa stairs, meron kaming nilagay po ng multiplication table. Dito naman po ay meron tayo na ilagay na information board for COVID.
Ukay-Ukay Sale. This was held last February 1, 2020, during our Brigada launching. This project was facilitated by the SPG and the Project Watch Club. So before I continue with our project, I would like to give you a short overview about this one. Ukay-Ukay Sale is an innovative fundraising activity for the Brigada Eskwela 2020 that aims to promote collaborative work among learners, parents, stakeholders, and teachers, and leadership among Project Watch officers, Poor Peace Club officers, Supreme Pupils Government officers, and ESP Club officers. This also supports the needs of the school in giving quality education to our pupils through the Brigada Eskwela campaign. It is a simple way of sharing or giving to others that will create a great impact to others. Pupils were trained and taught not only to be academically inclined but also need to be morally responsible citizens. School can help impose discipline, love, appreciation, and concern to others as well as the environment, as stated from the vision and mission of the Department of Education and in support with the Division Change Plan Naga Tribes. So let's proceed with our program or projects. So this was the Ukay-Ukay projects or goods, the bags, the clothes, pants, rubber shoes were donated by our most active, one of the most active stakeholder of our school, Mrs. Gracia and Kaubang. So during the activity, this was facilitated by the SPG together with the Project Watch officers. So we're happy that parents were able to support us and uh, we're also able to generate a small amount for the benefits of our learners. Supposedly po, this project will also be done on May 20, 2020 during the Brigada campaign of the school of nationwide campaign. But sad to say that we're not able to continue because of the COVID-19 pandemic. But despite of it, we're able to generate a small fund to improve our Project Watch Schools bulletin board. So as you can see before, we have a small bulletin board in our school, designated bulletin board, and we need to improve it by having a new one. So this is now our new bulletin board, improve new bulletin board. So in here we have the most punctual, most honest pupil or employee of the day. Then where we could also post the some of the updates about the Project Watch and different programs that we would like to implement, and also to advertise our honesty store in our school. Hello again. I hope you're still with me. Ito po yung another project that I would like to share to you. Yung community outreach programs that we usually do yearly. So ito po ay pinapangunahan po ng mga grade 6 pupils together with the SPG, the Project Watch officers and volunteers na ginagawa po namin yearly. So this every December po, nagkakaroon po kami ng charity outreach program para po sa mga less fortunate children sa Naga City Children's Home. So ang mga pupils po namin, lalong-lalo na po ang grade 6, ay nagpupunta po sa bawat iba't ibang grade level para po magkaroon ng campaign para po humingi ng tulong through their simple donation through donating their used clothes, yung pong mga used toys or other stuff that they can help these children. So we're so happy po na ang iba nagbibigay po ng donation na hindi lang po yung gamit kundi mga bagong gamit kagaya ng towel, mga sabon, mga toothbrush, toothpaste, mga canned goods, or other thing na pwede pong pakinabangan ng mga bata. So, ginagawa namin po to every December. Pero, sad to say po, nung December, we're not able to pursue with this activity. Kaya ginawa po namin ni-schedule po namin ng March. Kasi nung December, madaming bagyo ang dumaan dito po sa Bicol. So, we decided to move it to the month of March. Kaso lang po, ay hindi po din natin inaasahan, nagkaroon po tayo ng tinatawag natin na COVID-19 pandemic. Kaya naantala po yung pag-distribute. Pero yung mga goods po ay napak na po ng mga bata. Every afternoon po pupunta sila dun sa office para isa-isahin, isort out yung mga damit, yung mga sapatos, yung mga toys, at ilagay po sa mga tamang lalagyan. So, properly labeled. So, yun po ang ginagawa namin ng mga pupils. Ang pagka-campaign, ginagawa po nila during their ESP class. So, this activity was also integrated in their subject po sa edukasyon sa pagpapakatao para sigurado pong hindi po makakaroon ng disruptions or disturbances sa other subject nila. Kaya po, nag-decide kami na i-move siya nung September 25 na pinangungunahan po ng selected teachers na pumunta doon para po iabot ang donated goods. Supposedly, sinasama po namin ang mga bata para sila personally mag-abot ng mga donated goods sa mga batang nangangailangan. Pero this time, dahil po nagpa-follow tayo sa protocol na bawal muna po ang social gathering, magkaroon po ng social distancing, kaya po kami na lang pong piling teachers and with other volunteers ang pumunta sa Naga City Children's Room para po ipaabot ang aming donation. So, we're able to donate mga madaming used clothes tapos po pagkain para po sa simple food na dinonate po ng aming active stakeholders. So another thing that we did is yung trainings or orientation about the Project Watch. So this was done every year na during the quarterly recognitions, awarding, nakakaroon po kami ng meeting orientation about the Project Watch. And it was also included in our in-service training during our inset. Another activity that we did is when the Project Watch officers together with the SPG and other volunteers helped or assisted the COMELEC committee in facilitating the SPG election for the school year 2020 to 2021. So, nandito po yung mga volunteers natin last years na they did their part in order to assist these pupils in choosing their new leader for the school year 2020 to 2021. Another one is The early birds or the time beater awardees for the teaching staff and the non-teaching staff from first quarter to fourth quarters. So these are the different activities that we did, and supposedly I would like to share it more to you, but since we only have a limited time and we need to end now, and to want to say thank you for being with us today. And I hope that we're able to share to you some information and some new knowledge that how to improve in instilling our values, two core values of being honest, time conscious, not only for our pupils but also to ourselves. So lalong-lalo na po ngayon that we are facing the what we call the new normal. Ang mga bata po nagsasagot po sa pamamagitan ng modules, sa tulong po ng mga parents, and we know that you are also doing your best to teach our pupils to learn despite of the difficulties that we're facing now. So, yung two core values na dapat natin po tatandaan is maging time conscious tayo at maging honest sa pagsasagot sa mga gawain na dapat natin gawin. So, despite of these challenges that we are facing, we need still to continue and work hand in hand in order for us to be able to overcome this pandemic or challenges that we are experiencing today. And again, I'm teacher GJ Leslie Rifarial from Naga Central School 2, saying thank you and hope to share to you more about this, what we call the Project Watch advocacy.
Thank you, Mom Leslie, for telling us what Project Watch is. Our second speaker is another teacher at Naga Central School 2, and she will talk about resilience in facing the new normal. Ma'am Rochelle Labrador.
Hello, good morning. I am tasked to discuss today about resilience or sa Filipino, tinatawag tong katatagan. Okay, to begin with, let's have first, what is resilience? So, sa resilience, according to Oxford Dictionary, it is called the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. And its synonym is flexibility. So, other than that, other than what is found in Oxford Dictionary, so yung resilience na word na din is used in the mental well-being. So, according to Psychology Today, resilience is a psychological quality that allows some people to be knocked down by the adversities of life and come back at least as strong before. So there are three important phrases from there. So knock down, and then come back, tapos strong. So we're going to talk about these three components of what resilience means. And then the whole resilience when it comes to mental well-being, it is now contextualized para sa Filipino, para sa mga Pilipino, and it is found in katatagan.org. So, paano ba yan nagsimula? At paano na yan, how is this now related now that we are experiencing pandemic? So you can find may mga may mga important resources, and then some helpful articles, and also they also offer services para doon sa mga they are undergoing difficulties when it comes to mental well-being. Okay, so if you look over Google na images, resilience, yan ang makikita. So, it is a noun, so definition from a dictionary, and then it is compared or associated with a bamboo. So, nakalagay dyan, be like the bamboo, bend, but do not break. So kahit ano pang bagyong mangyari, kahit ano pang kalakas ng hangin or extreme weather conditions, so the bamboo would just bend. So they do not break easily. Okay, so pag sinabing resilient individual, ano ba ang ibig sabihin noon? So, it can be described as one who finds a way to change course. So, nakakapag-adjust. And then, emotionally heals. So, pwedeng malungkot kahapon, malungkot kanina. And then, later on, nagiging back to positive na emotions such as happiness. And then, continues moving towards their goals. So, parang sa yung mga nababasa natin sa Facebook, nakapag-move on na. Okay. So, aside from it, let's also take a look of what resilient individual is not. So, ano ba yung sinasabing hindi naman na resilient? Okay, ito yung mga parang mga misconception. Okay. So, ang iba nag-iisip, he will not experience difficulty or distress. Ito daw yung taong hindi na mo problema kasi wala namang problema. Pero the truth is, so resilient individual, so nagkakaroon ng road to resilience when he is involved or when he experiences considerable emotional distress. So, ibig sabihin, yung nahihirapan din na tao, pwedeng masabi ding resilient individual. So, it doesn't mean na walang problema, resilient. So, kahit yung may problemang tao, they can be considered resilient. And then, we're going to find out kailan ba siya nagiging resilient kahit yung mga problemadong tao. Okay, another misconception na ito yung dapat maging malinaw. So, what resilient individual is not, a personality trait that only some possess. So, baka magsasabi, ay, kasi ganyan na talaga siya. Ganyan yung personality ng tao. Kaya, kayang-kaya niya. But, the truth is, it involves behaviors, thoughts, actions that anyone can learn and develop. So, it doesn't mean na pili lang yung mga tao, pero ang totoo, kahit sino mang may problemadong tao, pero when it comes to his behavior, thoughts, and actions, pwede rin siyang, he can overcome those problems and then he can be identified as resilient individual. So it's not a personality. Okay, so how is this related to what we are experiencing today? So let's look at the COVID-19 report when it comes to psychological impact. So, from an article, the psychological impact of COVID-19 on the mental health in the general population. So, hindi localized. So, parang a global study. So, it was mentioned from that article, from that journal, that psychological problems and important consequences in terms of mental health, including stress, anxiety, depression, frustration, uncertainty during COVID-19 outbreak emerged progressively. So, napagkitaan na may pagbabago when it comes to mental well-being. So, yan yung mga major emotions that were experienced by the general population. Yung stress, anxiety, depression, frustration, uncertainty. So, lalo na yung onset ng COVID-19. Okay, so how is this related to what we are experiencing? So, from the COVID-19 report, so there's a journal, there's an article about the psychological impact of COVID-19 on the mental health in the general population. So, it was looked as perspective, global perspective ito. Okay. So, it was mentioned that psychological problems and important consequences in terms of mental health, including stress, anxiety, depression, frustration, uncertainty during COVID-19 outbreak emerged progressively. So, na it was noticed that these emotions, that these difficulties have increased, kagaya ng stress, anxiety, depression, frustration, and uncertainty noong magsimula ang COVID-19. So, and then, because of that, it was also mentioned to overcome o para ma-lessen din yung mga emotions na yon, the protective factor that we have to undergo is resilience and social support. So that's why we included resilience for this project. And then, based on the data, so in 900,000 people are infected, kung yun yung recorded. Also, it includes, or other than those that are affected, there are 7 billion people are affected mentally. So imagine there is a big difference of how people are affected mentally. And the sensitization of media, so may mga parang reactions, parang outcomes because of this. So some people shut themselves off from the world. So matapos nung malaman yung COVID-19 na infection, so the people are asked to stay at home. So they shut themselves from what they hear outside. And then some remain aloof and apathetic. So nawalan sila ng pakialam because they focus on what they need. They are focused on themselves. So wala na silang pakialam sa labas. And on the other side of that, ang extreme naman nito, others continue to go out and party. So kabaliktaran naman kung sila they shut themselves, ito naman nagpatuloy pa rin yung socialization kahit na under quarantine, kahit madami na pinagbabawal, and kahit na social distancing is observed. From this, yung sabi natin na protective factor resilience, so there is a resilience awareness model, COVID-19 resilience awareness model. So nakalagay dyan, calm the chaos. Okay, so it was explained that people now undergo 5 stages. So let's identify saan kaya na ako ngayon. Parang ginawa ko na din 'yun. Parang napagdaanan ko din yung stage na 'yon. Okay. The first stage is automated response. So, yan. Ano bang mga nangyari sa atin when we undergone this automated response? Just like from the illustration. Okay, we experience fear, anxiety, and worry. Takot, hadit, tolero, di mo maintindihan. And then, madaming mga pumasok sa isip. Siguro katapusan na ng mundo. Dadakol na nagkakagaradan, dakol lang nangyayari sa mundo, may bagyo na, may pandemic. So, yan mga naiisip. The world is coming to an end. Tapos, worried about our parents. So, lalo na yung mga parents na matatanda or yung mga parents na may mga sakit na dati. And then, obsessed about COVID-19 news, be it fake, be it reliable na source. So, yan. And then, we stock up on food, supplies, yung nag-announce na magka-quarantine. So, madami nang naglinya sa mall, madaming nang nag-agawan sa noodles, sardinas, also with alcohol, and many other supplies. And then, we also experience panic. So, because of that, yung mga first months ng pandemic, so we had ourselves isolated from others. So, yung anong lang kasama sa bahay, yun lang muna tayo. So, we undergone social isolation. And then, extreme niya naman yan. So, dahil sa nagpanic, madaming mga binili para sa bahay, sa supply, nakipag-agawan. So, we have been inconsiderate with others. So, parang naging selfish yung response. Okay. Next stage. So, dahil yun mga na-experience, hindi natin alam sobra ng takot, sobra ng lungkot, sobra ng panic. So, now, we undergo awareness. So, ano naman pinagkaiba nito doon sa automated response with stage 2 awareness? Okay, what is this stage 2 awareness? So, this time we are now aware that we were scared, worried, anxious. So, we were able to identify etong nararamdaman ko ay pagigitong takot. Ito naman nararamdaman ko pagiging anxious, pagiging yung lonely. Okay, and because of that, you were able to label your emotions and you accept them. Nalungkot pala ako. Ay, nagpanik pala ako. Natuliro pala ako. So, yan, you were able to name them. How did you feel? And then, you were able to describe what you are going through. So, ito na yung nakikwento mo na kung ano yung nangyari, kung ano yung naramdaman mo. And then, nasasabi mo na kung ano yung specific na emotion. And then, you look at the situation from a different perspective because you were able to label it. Parang nag-detach ka sa person mo and then you were able to see, ay, ito pala yung naging behavior ko, ito pala yung naging emotion ko doon lalo na doon sa first months ng pandemic. Okay. So, after the awareness, yan. So, nung una, hindi mo alam, ngayon alam mo na, and then you now proceed to stabilization. So, parang na-manage mo na. Okay. So, during the stabilization, person is brought back to baseline of normality and functionality. Parang nag-reset. Alam ko na. Nagpanik ako noon, nalungkot ako. Parang, teka muna. So, yon stabilization. Parang nag-reset ka muna so that everything will be parang ito na yung normal mo para you would function properly. And then, so napag-isip na suffering is an option. So maghirap ka, pero may iba pang pwedeng mangyari. And then, you remain socially responsible and conscious of our hygiene. So, alam mo na yung paano how you will protect yourself from COVID-19. So kumbaga napapractice na internalize mo na yung wash hands, practice social distancing, and then you wear your mask. So dati nakakalimutan yon, wala sa isip. Ngayon, you put that into practice already. And then you start to develop a hobby kasi na-normalize mo na, naalaman mo na. So, parang balik ka na naman sa sa hobby mo and then you become mindful. Ano ba ang nangyayari ngayon sa akin, sa paligid? Okay. And then, now that you are stabilized, parang, you can stand on your own. So, you now undergo the next stage, which is choice. Ano ba ang mga options ko ngayon? Okay. Hindi pwedeng no choice kasi mga ano na lang yan, mga excuse na lang yan. Okay, everyone has a choice. So, yeah. So, when it comes to choice, yan na naman, dito mahahati. Either you adapt, reconfigure, or be psychologically ready, or on the other side naman, be a victim, suffer, be worried, and feel out of control. So, anong mas maganda? Siyempre, yung positive. So, you adopt, reconfigure, psychologically ready. Kasi sabi ko, di ba kanina, yung normalize, parang nag-reset ka. So, ngayon naman, you can make smart choices. So, wala na hindi na impaired yung mga desisyon because you are stabilized and you can make a choice. Okay. So, may choice ka, apathy or empathy. Walang pakialam or you have your compassion. You connect with others. And then, meron ding choice na how we want to feel and the length of time we want to experience a particular state. So, yung hindi pwedeng, matagal namatay yung kamag-anak ko sa COVID, ngayon malungkot pa din ko. May choice when to be lonely and when to end that loneliness and then to be happy again. And then having a choice is about having goals, conscious effort to thrive in stressful situations. Okay, on the last stage of the resilience awareness model, so now that we have our choice, diba, mas ano pipiliin mo, yung positive or yung negative side? Of course, yung positive. And now, because of that, you have chosen the positive side, you may now, or we may, or we are now experiencing this contribution and role. So, ano naman ito? How is it different? So, this is the final stage. So, when it comes to contribution and role, so, ito na yung mga pumapasok sa isipan natin. What ways we contribute to helping? So, parang inayos mo na sarili mo, and this time, pwede ka nang magtulong na din to others who are in need. And then, how can you contribute to the society? So, it doesn't mean na politiko ka, yan, sila lang may tutulong. So, if you can read yung mga parang good news, yung mga ordinary people helping. So, yun. So, nandun na sila sa stage na yon. And then, shift in perception. It doesn't mean na kailangan ikaw, kumpleto ka sa supply, ikaw, stable ka. So, parang nagsishift na din yung from being selfish, magiging ka na din aware of the others. And then, you have compassion and kindness. So, ito yung mga ginagawa. You thank people in the front line. Naalala ko yung may mga bata na nag-drawing. They were saying thank you. They were sending thank you cards. And then, you offer words of encouragement to others. Yung mga nakukonect niya sa messenger, sa social media. And then, you check in with people around us. So, nangangamusta through messaging, through yung text, sa messenger, sa iba pang paraan. And then, you share positive content in social media. So, hindi yung mga hindi lang puro TikTok, hindi lang puro nagsusubscribe sa mga sikat, kundi yung mga nakakatulong pa din. So that people would be inspired. So, because of that, we were able to look into a different perception of COVID-19. So, hindi naman lahat negative yung naidulot. So, because of COVID-19 pandemic, it was an opportunity, or it is an opportunity to rethink about how we live our lives. Ito pala, hindi ko nang, iba na pala, mapubuhay pala ako kahit wala yung ginagawa ko dati na nagta-travel. So, yan. We were able to relearn things and reinvent ourselves. So, madaming mga na-discover na talent. So, while we are just at home. And then, we were able to reset habits. So, nagbago na yung mga habits. Yung mga mahilig mag-lipstick, ngayon parang sa mata na lang nagbawi ng makeup. And then, you focus on mental well-being. So, hindi na lang yung mga physical na needs, pati din yung mga parang you want everything kahit sa mental, sa emotional, maging stable. And, yan, we were able to be mindful. So, dahil sa nakialam tayo, nag-reach out sa ibang tao, even remotely. So, we were able to do that. Based, pwedeng local organizations. So, pwede yan. You can also, eto naman, hindi naman ibig sabihin that you attend physical gatherings. You can also connect remotely. Okay, now that we are aware of those stages, paano naman tayo we can get over from stage 1 smoothly going to stage 5, yung contribution and role. Okay. So, there are ways that we can rebuild our resilience kasi hindi nga ito personality trait. We can do this. This can be done by anyone. So, there are parang tips how to build resilience. Okay. So, the first one, you build connections. So when it comes to connections, it doesn't mean na palagi kang nagbibisita, palagi kang nasa friends, kasama, nagpa-party, or nasa beach, or you attend any gathering. So there are also other ways. So you prioritize relationships. Ano ba mga importante ngayon? So barkada, pamilya, or kung kamag-anak, barkada. So you have your choice. And then you have your priorities, which relationships that you would like to relationships that are important to you. And then you connect with empathetic and understanding people. So may choice ka pumili ng mga taong makakatulong sa iyo. So yung gusto mo yung katulad din sa inyo na nakakaintindi. And then you find trustworthy and compassionate people who validate your feelings. So yung hindi yung ibig sabihin na ay palagi tong nagpapatawa. Yun ang palagi mong kausap. So parang lasting din ang relationship doon sa mga taong na, that makes you happy, and then you can share your feelings. So hindi yung palagi kang nasa parang happy-happy lang. So maganda rin yung nagkakaintindihan kayo. And then you may also join group, pwede yung civic or yung mga dati mong group that you are involved with, yung pwedeng faith-based, pwedeng local organizations. So pwede yan. You can also, eto naman, hindi naman ibig sabihin that you attend physical gatherings. You can also connect remotely. Okay, next one is foster wellness. So this is the total well-being. Okay, first you can do is take care of your body. So this involves proper nutrition, pero hindi kasali din ang stress eating. So ang stress eating, hindi mo ma-enjoy ang food. So proper nutrition, it does not also include dito yung mga vices or yung mga food that is not proper for your body. Okay, enough sleep. So, iba ang desisyon ng tao if he lacks sleep, and then against a person who got enough sleep. So, ang decision making affected yan. So, dapat makapag-rest muna bago mag-decide. And then also, it involves hydration and exercise, physical exercise to. So, dahil even if we are confined in our homes, so we try to find other ways so that we can exercise our body. Also, let's include the kids or yung mga taong na work from home na hindi buong araw nasa computer. Pwede rin magpa-araw. You spend siguro an hour or two outside your homes. Pwede maglakad-lakad sa loob lang ng residence. Okay, another one is practice mindfulness. So I think this is the third time I mentioned being mindful. So this also include journaling. Ito yung nagsusulat, pero wag niyo isipin kornehon mga nagpaparasurat ng diary. Sa diary, yan yung binabanggit mo kung ano yung ginawa mo. Parang parang yung schedule mo na you accomplish. But with journaling, parang siya, reflection of how your day went. So, were you happy? No, so dito din. So, you can also label your emotions and what made you feel those emotions. And then also, so nakalagay din dyan yoga. So, wag niyo isipin na ay yoga pang mayaman yan. Ito yan naka-yoga mat saka naka midriff. So, I've tried yoga. So, mas na parang nakakapa-relax siya. Even nakatulong sa pag-stretch ng mga kasuk-kasuan. Pero yung mind mo, also, it made you relax. Unlike with Zumba, ang daming hahabulin na steps. Ang yoga, you, in every position, mas matagal, mas doon ang nangyayari sa yoga. And also with meditation, so it doesn't refer to a specific religion. So any form of meditation. Okay, next one, avoid negative outlets. So yung alcohol drinking, So, kasama yun sa self-care, but it doesn't mean that you need to drink a large amount of alcohol or you need to smoke one pack of cigarette a day. So, dapat hindi ka maging dependent kasi you have, ano nga, you, you you normalize, you were able to stabilize yourself, you were able to make choices, and kasama na yun sa choice. So, yung mga dependent, ano na yun, they undergo, mga pang, ano na siya, psychological na intervention. But for those who are into, ano lang, nagiinom occasionally or nag-smoke. So, may choice sila if they would like to stop or if they would like to lessen their intake. So, yon. Okay. So, next is embrace healthy thoughts. So, simply, it's just being optimistic. So, positive thoughts pero hindi pa positive sa COVID. Okay. So, keep things in perspective. So, para yung pag-iisip mo, parang ano, dahil sa stabilize, you have your choices, and then, we may not be able to change a highly stressful event, but we can change how we interpret and respond to it. So, ano siya, lo- logical mag-isip. Okay, next one, you accept changes. So, may mga hindi nasunod ngayong pandemic. So, pero it's still okay for you. Okay, certain goals or ideas may no longer be attainable as a result of adverse situations. So, may mga hindi talaga pwede ngayong pandemic. And then you focus on circumstances that you can alter. So, meron din yung mga pwedeng mangyari. So, you focus on them instead of still trying hard, pipilitin yung mga hindi pwedeng mangyari. And the next one, maintain a hopeful outlook. So, once you are optimistic, so you are hopeful. So, hindi nawawala ng pag-asa that good things will happen. So, although you were lonely, you were scared, you were angry, so eventually, you will still feel happy. And then try visualizing what you want. So, not on what one fears about. So, kasi kapag hindi mo makikita yung sarili mo in the future, you will always dwell on what you are scared about. So, or what you are anxious about. So, dapat yung parang may foresight ka na, may plano ka in case other plans would not go well. So, yan. Pagiging optimistic. And then, because you see the positive side, you learn from the past. So, kahit na yung may pagkabigo from the past, you try to look into what are the things I can learn from it and what can I do about it in the future. So, hindi mo babalikan, susumbatan yung mga, especially yung mga tao which were involved with those frustrations. Okay. The last one, you seek help. So, now that you establish your connection, so you continue connecting with your family, with friends, with relatives, and then yung sa katatagan.org, yung hotline nila, so they were able to optimize yung kahit sa phone call, doon naman to sa would like to seek advice, help other than the family, friends, and relatives. So they are open. So meron ding mga hotline being offered by private na institutions. Okay. Okay. So aside from the resilience as a general perspective, ito naman, how can we be resilient still now that there is a different kind of learning in our children? So, tinatawag tong remote learning. So, be it online, be it modular, or in any platform. So, remote learning na kasi wala na tayo sa classroom. So, if ever may interaction with the teacher, Pwede siyang online, meron ang tinatawag na synchronous, yung live na session, or asynchronous, yung recorded, but still there is presence of the teacher, so the guide of the teacher. So mostly, because of the remote learning, the parents or the guardian, sila yung parang parang katuwang ng teacher in remote learning para mapagpatuloy pa rin yung pag-aaral amidst the COVID-19. Okay, so there is an article from Rappler, nakalagay doon, stay mad. M-A-D. So initials yan. Hindi ibig sabihin na you have to be angry. So these are the tips how parents can help kids adjust to remote learning. So especially with online learning, the use of internet. Okay, so from MAD, from that initial, so M, it stands for be mindful. So again, na ulit na naman yung word na mindfulness. Okay, so as parent, so we need to understand the child's habits and needs at home. So, mukhang may pagbabago na yung habits nila before the COVID and now that we are still in the pandemic. So, internet becomes need. So, madaming nagpa-connect, madami na nagre-reklamo sa internet, pati sila sa soberano affected na din. So, kasi alam na natin that it is a necessity. Parang kasama na siya sa food, clothes, and shelter, yung internet ngayon. Okay, this is the way we can connect remotely. This is the way we can continue with our education remotely. So, yan yung pwedeng gawin ng parent. Be mindful. Other than we try to understand the child's habits, we understand the pattern on the internet use and set limits that are reasonable. So, before COVID, nagkakaroon tayo ng parang rules sa bahay. I think na naalala ko to sa mga sa pupils ko na they are not allowed to use the gadgets during weekdays kasi may pasok. So they are allowed to play games or to use the gadgets on weekends. But this time, iba na. So kasama na siya with learning. So we need to understand that pattern, and then if you are to set the limits, maybe na siya, magkakaiba na siya. So baka noon 30 minutes lang ang pwedeng paggamit ng gadget. Maybe this time longer na. And then we have to give a reason, lalo na sa mga bata ngayon. They want to find the reason behind it. And then next, expect more screen time than usual. Yung nabanggit ko, so dahil they are involved with online learning, so mostly online learning. So syempre din, mas matagal din ang screen time. And then, try to know their world. Ano ba ang pinagkakaabalahan nila ngayon? Ano ba yung lessons? Ano ba yung mga pinapagawa sila na sa kanila ng teacher? And then, outside the classes, ano ba yung pinagkakwentuhan nilang mga friends nila? So, kasi they still connect with each other. Ano ba yung mga laro nila ngayon? Paano ba mag-Call of Duty? Paano ba ang ML? So, yan. And then, so, pakiusap, no confiscating of gadgets or cutting off internet connectivity. So, parang hindi na yan makakatulong ganyan na punishment. Kasi, they would be deprived. So, baka may online learning pala sila, tapos binawi mo yung kanilang cellphone. So, o kaya tinanggal mo yung router kasi sobra nang babad sila sa internet. So, try to, try to not do it as your punishment. Okay. Next, A, it stands for be attentive. So, pay attention to changes, especially to this one. So, current online setup. So, okay naman from time to time, silipin mo kung anong ginagawa nila. Pero wag naman yung parents malapit na maging honor kasabay ng anak. Okay, next one, separation anxiety. So, ito hindi siya halata, pero common tong mararamdaman ng bata kasi she's used to be with her classmates. She's used to interact with her teacher physically, pero ngayon may pagkakaiba na. So, kung noon may separation anxiety ang bata kasi iiwan na siya ng parents sa school. Ngayon naman, baliktad naman. So, parang minsan makakaisip yan, ay, parang malungkot, parang bored. So, kasama na yun sa mga reasons. Okay, next one, pay attention also to the changes in behavior. So, yung mga private school, they started with their online classes already. So, mas nauuna na din sila. Mas nauuna na sila para makita yung mga pagkakaiba sa behavior nila, especially when they are on online classes. Meron yung may mga behavior or may mga manifestation na hindi naman sila nagsasabi, nagrereklamo, pero nahalata na. So, kagaya nung hinhika, so mga ano na siya, mga parang coping mechanism, o pero baka pwede rin seeking for time out. Okay, next one. Another thing to be attentive with is take a more manageable learning habit that aligns with capability. So, pwede ring maglagay ka ng, alamin mo yung schedule. So, as parent, dapat alam mo kung ano yung schedule ng bata, when to have his online class, and what are the things they need to accomplish when it comes to the modules. Okay, so another thing, learn how to navigate the school's online platform or scan the module. So, I've noticed this dun sa mga nagsimula na sa private school, yung mga sa preschool or sa primary level. So, minsan nakikita sa camera yung parents kasi nakikiusyoso din how the online learning is going. So, yun nakikita nila kung how is the learning delivered, or doon naman sa module, so nakikita na din paano ba natututo yung bata just by reading the module or just by so pwede rin as parents participation, you can scan the module, pero sana hindi naman abutin yung hanggang sa pag-answer, parents pa din. Okay, next one. Try sitting beside them. So, kasi it's very helpful. So, even baka maisipin nyo, ay, Diyos ko, algebra, hindi ako niyo makakatulong. So, pero with your presence, it provides emotional and mental support. So, ang iisipin din ng bata, ay, ipapakita ko kay daddy na magaling din ako sa math. So, yan. Or, pwede rin, kasi ang module din, it was designed also to guide the pupil. So, pwede rin i-assist, pero hindi yung pati parents ang magbibigay ng answer. Okay. And the D, it stands for be disciplined. Okay, so as parents, so we need to set limits so that they will not compromise their health for productivity. So, kagaya ng nabanggit ko kanina, you let them involve also with other physical activities. Kasi, kung ganun katagal pa ang online learning, so imagine, ano kaya ang magiging lakas nila physically. So, also, they need to detach from being, from staying long sa internet. And also, you need to monitor. So, we need to monitor the children's use of gadgets. Kung secured ba. Oh, by the way, yung security, because they are exposed online. So, we need also to secure their identity sa Facebook. So, can you check kung if their profile is secured, and also with other sites. And then, you set daily plan goals. So when it comes to discipline, kasama din sila when they are also involved in the planning. So kasama yung studies, the chores, rest, and recreation. So it doesn't mean na lahat na lang puro sa studies. They also get to involve with house chores para mag-participate din sila sa bahay. And then, they need also rest and recreation. Recreation. And then, children can be reprimanded or be rewarded. So, kagaya nung sa parenting, so, pwede rin silang pagsabihan, but with, in a nice way, hindi puro galit kasi hindi talaga yan makikinig. And then, also, they can also be rewarded, but not all the time be rewarded. So, dapat balance din. So, yan, be disciplined. So, we have the M, we have the A, and D. So, mindful, attentive, and disciplined. And above all, kasi tayo, the children need us. So, the ultimate one is the parents' love and support. So, kaagapay namin ng mga teachers, kayo mga parents, kasama din yung mga lola, tito, tita, and then all all those adults na kasama ng bata sa bahay. So, we have to work as one para sa bata. To end this presentation, so I chose Ma'am Fatima Olga's last statement from the article. So let's take things slow. Don't pressure yourself that everything has to be perfect. Forgive yourself if you feel like you are not perfect. Everyone is having a hard time, especially now, one step at a time, and take it slowly. Sa Diyos mabalus po sa gabos na nagdangog, nagdalan, and then nagsuporta po sa project na ini. Thank you from Naga Central School 2.
Thank you, Ma'am Rochelle, for your wonderful talk. Our last speaker for today is a professor at Ateneo de Naga University, and she's also one of the parents of Naga Central School 2. Her topic will be parenting in the new normal classroom. Ma'am Gracia, Dorotea, and Rubio.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm excited to share with you this afternoon my personal experiences as a mom in this new normal. Parenting in this new normal. Bakit nagkaroon ng new normal? Kasi beginning March 15, our lives changed dahil dito sa pandemya na nangyayari sa atin ngayon. So with this change, how do we manage? In the past, the management of change has been seen as something special that occurs intermittently against a background of stability. Ang pamamahala ng pagbabago ay nakita bilang isang espesyal na bagay na nangyayari ng paulit-ulit sa tulong ng katatagan. But in these postmodern times, ngayon, turbulence and stability can coexist, and the skill lies in learning how to live and operate in this ambivalent, contradictory, and unpredictable environment. Ang kaguluhan at katatagan ay maaaring mangyari ng magkasabay, at ang kasanayan ay nakasalalay sa pag-alam kung paano mabuhay at gumalaw sa kapaligirang walang katiyakan, sumasalungat, at hindi mahulaan. Saan tayo magsisimula? Where do we begin? I begin with myself. Ako ang simula. Hello everyone! I am Grace Nobleza Rubio, and I am here because I love to work with the Project W.A.T.C.H, the virtual training orientation of the Naga Central School 2 for the new normal. So simulan natin. First, love yourself. Unang-una, Sa mga essential self-care tips for busy moms ay ang focus on the physical. Take a walk around the block. Stretch or do some yoga. Kung kayo po ay nag-yoga, no? Kung hindi naman, pwede kayo magsimula na ngayon. If you're the type naman to ride a bike, take your bike out for a spin. Or if you're the one who just enjoy walking, train for a 5K walk or fun run. Otherwise, you can just spend time tending your garden. Yan ang una. Yung tending your garden, no, it's just a hobby, but then it can also be a hobby that can be monetized. Tingnan nyo naman, yung mga nagtitend ng garden at magaganda na yung plants nila. They can share it at least through two ways. Pwede nilang ipakita sa exhibits na ganito. Ang iba, bibili, ang iba hindi. Pero sa the fact that you have shown your talent of gardening and have shared it to other people can also make other people happy. And pangalawa, you can also earn from that kind of hobby. If you sell the plants and people will buy, so hindi lang natuwa ikaw, pati na rin sila natuwa rin at kumita pa. Number 2, give your brain a boost. Paano yon? Yung mga nagsusulat, write. Kung medyo mahihain ka, write in your journal. Ikaw lang naman ang makakakita niyan. But if you're the type who would like to share what you have written and you're ready for it, you can blog. Diba? So, ang iba naman, mga vloggers sila, ang iba vloggers, nasishare nila yung mga iniisip nila. No? At the same time, yung isip natin ng mga moms, laging active kasi ano bang isusulat ko, ano bang ipapakita ko. No? The more active your brain is, the better. Kasi, iniiwasan natin yung sinasabing dementia. But if your brain is always active, you're safe. If you're the person who is into arts, you can sketch something you love or pick up a coloring book. Mag-color-color na lang, di ba? Or otherwise, kung ikaw naman yung mahilig mag-introspect o mag-reflect, you can meditate. You can also read a good book or do a puzzle. Or another hobby can be cross-stitching. May mga mahuhusay mag-cross-stitch, di ba? Piniframe pa nga nila yon. So you can do that also. See? Simple coloring. You can never underestimate what it can do to your brain. And then, of course, pamper yourself. Huwag kakalimutan, take a bath every day. Or plan a spa day. Saan ba yun? Pwedeng as simple as having a manicure and pedicure or pwede ka naman talagang mag-facial. Otherwise, you can do your facial at home, just like what I'm doing. Also, to help yourself, parang pinapamper mo na rin when you look at beautiful flowers. See? It can be in your garden. Kung wala ka namang ganon, you can look at other people's garden. And then pamper yourself by, sabi nga, if not looking at the flowers, smelling the flowers. Give time for that and see the wonders. Next, find time for your friends. Siyempre, hindi naman lahat ng oras natin nasa bahay lang. Karamihan ng oras natin, yes, nasa bahay. But also we have to be with our friends in which company we can relax. We can have a meal together. We can make a walking date. We can also volunteer in organizations where our friends are members also, no? Otherwise, we can just, stroll in the mall and go window shopping. Parang, pag nagwi-window shopping ka, di ba, parang sa'yo na, nakuha mo na yung joy of looking at the things that you would have wanted to buy kung meron kang pera. Pero okay lang na hindi mo mabili, makita mo lang. That's why marami nagmo-malling sa atin, no? For the sake of window shopping, okay lang yon. Then, join a club or a group. Pero ngayon, hindi masyadong marami tayong time or we're not even allowed to go out and congregate. And so, joining a club or joining a group can be fostered or can be done through the internet, di ba? Or kahit pa yung pakikipag-usap natin sa friends natin, we can make use of technology that is available for us. Pwede mag-Facebook, pwede mag-Messenger, for as long as we find time for our friends. Next, meron ka bang hindi mo pa nagagawa sa buhay mo at pwedeng gawin mo ngayon? No? Maraming oras. So do something that you have never done before, like visit a local landmark for the first time. Yeah, of course, it's lockdown time, kaya hindi tayo masyado makakapagbisita. But again, we can visit them virtually. Nasa internet na yan eh. So this is the time that we take a look at pictures, postings of places that we like, and imagine that we are there. It can also be very uplifting. Otherwise, you start a hobby. Yung hindi mo pa nagagawa. Kung dati you're planting, baka this time you want to start cooking dahil si Mr. ang laging nagluluto, baka naman pwedeng mag-shift. You start the hobby of cooking. Otherwise, you draw, paint, sing to an audience, anything that you have not done yet. Audience mo naman, family. Di ba? Tanggap, kahit ano pa yan. And then, meron na tayong mga skills na dati na nating alam eh, no? And all we have to do is hone these skills for two purposes. Pwedeng talagang to just while away the time, maglibang lang tayo, or again, we can earn from these skills that we have. Kung marunong ka magluto, you can upgrade your cooking. You can upgrade your recipe and then sell online. Ginagawa na yan ng marami ngayon kasi tinitingnan ko sa Facebook, maraming nag-o-offer ng mga for sale, ng mga niluto nila. If you have not done that yet, why not? Gawin mo kasi marami ka namang friends sa Facebook, di ba? Otherwise, get back into a sport that you love. Ano ba yung sport na yan? Maybe you're good at it, maybe not very good, but you love playing it. Volleyball, you can play it with your children. Badminton, you can just go outside of your door and then konting space lang ang kailangan, you can go play your badminton. Or ano pa ba yung mga indoor games na pwede mong laruin together with your children? It can be ping pong also. No? Yung mga iba rin, we have this improvised bowling set and then we can play bowling with our children. And those who are very musical can start or return to strumming the guitar while singing. Or pwede, isa yung nagigitara, isa yung kumakanta. Whichever you prefer. No? But hone your skills. Go back to it. Noon wala tayong masyadong panahon, no? Wala tayo sa bahay. Ngayon, nasa bahay na, marami ring gawain, but you have to make time for honing your skills, my dear. And also, take the time to get silly. What do I mean by that? Sing along to your favorite music. Hilig tayong mga Pilipino sa karaoke, di ba? Lahat yata, almost all, had experience singing in a karaoke. Ang iba, meron sa bahay, no? And I think this is the time that we can sing along to our favorite music through the karaoke. You can also host a game night online. Game night with friends. Minsan, sa birthday party, maraming games, di ba? But your children will be celebrating their birthdays at home. Ikaw, you will be celebrating your birthday at home. Di ba, mami, nanay? Nandyan ka lang, mama, sa bahay. So why not host a game with your friends online? If you're not the techie one, sigurado ko one of your friends is the techie one. So, pwede sigurong kausapin natin. And then, pwede to play a game online. Or see a comedy show on Netflix. Yun namang mahilig magsayaw, dance in your living room. If you're not shy, may audience ka, yung pamilya mo. But if you're the shy one, why? Get inside your room and dance. Pero bakit? Siguro this is the time to also go out of our shells and do the things that we like without any inhibitions. Come on, you're a mom, you're entitled to it. And then there's a corner in your home that you should prepare for yourself alone to unwind. Pwedeng sa may pantry yan, no? Fill your pantry with your favorite snacks. Siyempre, healthy snacks. With your favorite drink, tea ba yan? Coffee? Milo? Meron kang corner na pupuntahan kapag things are already overwhelming. And then you go to your corner, mag-snack muna. Yeah. And then every day, my dear moms, you have to go through a basic skincare routine. Kaya dapat, you have to stock up on basic skincare items like sunscreen, lotion, cleanser, toner, moisturizer. There are over-the-counter skincare products that you can avail of. Importante lang, nandyan yan. Araw-araw, no? And you pamper yourself by taking care of your skin. Pwedeng pagsabayin ito while you are prepping yourself through your basic skincare. You can also do this beside your pantry so that you are also snacking on your favorite drink or your favorite snacks. Pwedeng sabay. And that would be a real pampering indeed. And then, of course, hindi natin magagawa lahat na tayo lang. So ask for support from husband, from children, from relatives, from friends. Huwag kayong mag-solo. Ask help. All right. Bakit? Because there are many possible problems that we can encounter. Ito, I think you have experienced this also, na kung saan man, oh, there's an error, but anyway, wherever is your children going to school, merong mga survey, di ba? Ito, it's supposed to be a survey na pinapa-fill out sa mga parents, no? And then habang nagsa-survey ka pa lang, you will have a sense, nako, ito yung mga posibleng problema sa online class, no? Ano yon? Tungkol sa mga gadgets o kagamitan, may laptop ba kayo, may tablet ba kayo, may computer ba, may smartphone. Those are the items in the questionnaire. Sapat ba ang bilang nito? How are you going to share it among your children who are schooling? May access ba kayo sa internet? Yan ang mga nakalagay doon. Kung may access kayo, is it reliable? Maaasahan ba ang internet connection ninyo? Hindi ako sasagot, kayo na lang sumagot sa tanong na yan, no? And then the participation of your children in this online learning versus the old-fashioned kind of learning. Sa tingin mo ba saan mahihirapan ang mga anak mo, no? And then anong support ba ang kailangan mo so that in this distant learning scheme, your children will still be able to learn kahit pa hindi face-to-face. Ano ba yung mga support? Of course, meron mga options na paper packets or modules. Meron ding option na device or internet connection. Siguro bibigyan tayo, di ba? And then, if you're given the choice, whether online learning or face-to-face learning or mixed learning, alin ba yung pipiliin mo? Yon ang mga items na nandoon. Another item will be learning quality in the online setup. Sa tingin mo ba mababawasan ang pagkatuto ng iyong mga anak dahil online na etong learning ngayon na new normal, no? Sa and then yung comfort zone mo bilang isang magulang. Siyempre, ikaw yung magsusupport sa anak mo na nasa online learning. How comfortable are you that you are going to assist your children? Siyempre, ang iba sa atin, sanay magtrabaho sa labas. Hindi naman tayo sanay magturo on a daily basis. Ang iba rin naman, simple lang ang tinapusan sa buhay. And iba na ngayon kahit mathematics, elementary mathematics, iba na rin ang pagtuturo. So, parang mag-aaral ka muna ng grabe para makaturo ka sa mga anak mo. So, how comfortable are you with that? Yan, isa yan na kino-confront dito sa mga questionnaires na binibigay sa atin ng mga paaralan natin para sagutan. And of course, na sasabi rin dito, your support system for online learning. Who will guide your child? Is there a tutor? Ikaw ba? Also, the other internet resources that you are capable of browsing. Do you also have books at home? And then, whether you, again, yung modules, do you prefer that your child also answer modules in addition to or instead of online learning? Ito yung mga questions na binibigay sa atin kapag nag-enroll ang mga bata sa isang eskwelahan. I can remember that I also filled out a survey like that given by the Naga Central School too. So, nagiging responsive ang mga eskwelahan sa konteksto nating mga magulang at sa konteksto ng mga bata for this new normal learning setup na online nga, distant learning. Bakit nagbibigay sila ng survey? Kasi from their end, they have to know also. From the school ends, they have to know your context as a parent, supporting your child in this online learning setup. Ayan. So, sana lang masagutan natin ang mga concerns, these issues that had been raised in this survey. And of course, gaya ng mga nasabi ko sa self-care tips for moms, hindi natin dapat suluhin ang problema. Dapat tulong-tulong. Okay? From focusing on ourselves, let's focus also on our child or children. Kasi actually, they are the main actors in this new normal online learning or distant learning setup. Ito na yung magiging parang scenario natin. No? May notebook ang mga bata, pero nakatingin sa screen ng internet, ng computer or ng iPad or ng cellphone. Dahil nandun yung teacher nila. Okay. Una-una, you devote a space for learning for your child. Even a small corner or a small place dedicated for learning can help your child in his schoolwork or in her schoolwork because the learning space keep distractions away. May tendency kasi ang mga bata kahit nag-a-answer sila ng modules or kahit pa nasa online, nandyan yung teacher nila sa online. May tendency sila na they're using their time for learning they're spending it in front of the television. So let's beware of this tendency by keeping them a space, giving them a space for learning. Then the space there, in that space rather, you'll have to put in all the things that they need for the day. Yung mga hindi kailangan, itago lang muna. But what they need for the day, kasi may schedule naman na ibibigay, kung ano ang araw-araw, everyday schedule, kung ano sa araw na yan ang pag-aaralan. So you just put in that corner whatever is necessary. And then the others you keep for the future use, kung kailan naman nakaschedule itong mga subjects na iba. And then, even if they are schooling at home, you still have to give them the break, no? And that break time should be within the established routine, no? You have a schedule for class time, for snacks, for break times na yung short times lang so that they can walk around, they can stretch, they can get some fresh air. You can also set these breaks. And then, when they're not doing their work, you also let the child interact socially through video chats. You know, our kids miss the social component of going to school when they were doing face-to-face learning. Syempre, nami-miss nila yung mga friends nila. Maririnig mo minsan namimiss ko na talaga ang school kasi marami akong friends doon eh. So at least they have to see and they can communicate with their friends through video chats, no? Kasi yung mga bata, kahit pa new normal ngayon, they are still social. Okay. You can also do a combo of screen time and old school learning. Kaya nga, siguro dito sa survey, nakita nyo na what other things can support your child as they learn. May mga worksheets, kung may module na ibibigay, and guaranteed dito sa Naga Central School to talagang bibigyan tayo ng modules. So they do their modules and worksheet activities in addition to the screen time that they have with their teachers. Kasi di ba may synchronous and asynchronous learning. Synchronous time is spent with the teachers and all other things online. By all means, they have to attend that. But when they are not on online synchronous learning, you also have to let them do worksheets the traditional way. So may mga libro pa rin. No? And outside of academics, they have to read books, yung mga story books na, or interest books of your children para mabalance. Then maintain contact with other parents. Pang ilan kong sabi na talagang ine-emphasize, huwag nating suluhin ito. You're not alone. Other parents are going through the same. So, swap stories and hacks and help each other. And before you know it, nagtatawanan na kayo. So, wala na masyado yung tension at ready na naman. No? Then, maintain a schedule for everyone. Na-discuss na natin to. Emphasize that this is not a vacation, even if the school is in the home and most of the time, if not all the time, the children are at home. Staying at home is not equal to vacation. Diba? No, 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 no. There is a need to learn at home and also there is a need to help in the housework. Pati housework siguro, schedule nyo na rin. And then, make time for fun also. Bond with your child, a few minutes for fun breaks within the day, and during the weekends, parang ganun pa rin. Weekend ngayon, walang pasok. Have a weekend with the family in which you're going to cook, to bond together. Yung sinabi ko na you sing or you dance before an audience, sila na yung audience. Weekend with the family. And then, manage distractions. Let the child focus on their work. And when the work is done, what else? The child can play. Ano yung mga support na available sa atin? Anong mga support ang available sa mga anak natin? Let's go to the support systems that can help us as moms in this new normal and then our children as well. Ito, dapat alam natin how to make use of this, of these applications in the internet. Alam nyo ba kung ano tong mga symbols na ito? Can you name them? Of course, there's Instagram, there's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, ang iba din hindi ko alam, LinkedIn, Google+, Snapchat, Android, Skype, hindi ko alam yung iba, Pinterest, Spotify, Tumblr, and all other applications that can help you look for information that can help your child. Diba? Sa Google, it's almost like a set of an encyclopedia. It's everything there already. And everything is there. But you have to also be wise. No? Kailangan din na babantayan natin yung mga anak natin. Kapag nag-google sila, parang information na nakuha nila, alam natin na tama. May mga sites na trusted sites. So, paano natin malalaman, trusted site ba ito? Tama ba yung binibigay na information? One tip I could give you when you are researching for yourself or for your child is, punta muna kayo sa Wikipedia because the Wikipedia can give you an overview of the topic. And then take note of the salient points that are given in the Wikipedia and then follow up or follow through those salient points by typing it on the search bar. Kita nyo na yung pinaka-discussion of these salient points. no? Syempre, kapag wala doon sa Wikipedia, ibig sabihin baka hindi pa masyadong established yung content na yon. Okay, so get an overview first through the Wikipedia, and then get a specialized information after you have researched in the Wikipedia. Microsoft, in order, assist po, alam na yan, how is the Microsoft work? All we have to do is guide also. And yung guidance natin, no, kailangan lang pag nakikita natin na hindi nila nakakaya. Otherwise, we have to let them be independent in their learning as well. Siguro may tinuturo sa atin itong new normal. We trust our children that they can do their work independently with all the support that we give, like a corner for their studies, internet connection, or module. Cleaning na natin yung module, nandyan na. And then, with the help of these materials, we will trust our children to do their work independently. And then, of course, come in as necessary. Makikita mo naman through your observation kung kailangan yung tulong. Okay, the DepEd also is a source of help. Education must continue even in times of crisis, whether it may be a calamity, a disaster, emergency, quarantine, or even war. Galing mismo kay Secretary Leonor Magtolis Briones of the Department of Education. So may mga ginagawa naman sa DepEd. We trust that the DepEd is also doing its best to help our children learn in this new normal. If I may mention a few, no, nagsimula sila doon sa DepEd Commons. Maybe not simula, pero one among the first things that the DepEd did was the DepEd Commons. You can download from the internet these materials, beautiful, helpful materials from K to 12. No? So, you can just download them. Pwede rin i-print. Pwede you can go to an internet shop and have it printed. And your children have materials already. Maybe it may not be as perfect as a perfectionist would have it, pero sa tingin ko, that is the best so far that the DepEd can come up with given this pandemic. So the DepEd Commons. Another one that I can cite is the DepEd has identified the most essential learning competencies before they did their modules. So, ibig sabihin ng pag-identify ng MELC or most essential learning competencies, na-trim down na yung work na dati ay for the school year ng face-to-face. Siyempre, maraming learning competencies yan. Ngayon, dahil modular na and distant learning na or online learning na, ang mga bata, they're left on their own to study. Otherwise, their parents can also help, and maybe if they are fortunate enough, a tutor can help them. Pero kailangang piliin muna ng DepEd kung alin ang mga pinaka-importanteng learning competencies. And doon sila nag-base ng kanilang modules. And this action of the DepEd is very commendable. Talagang makakatulong at maraming mga problema ang maiiwasan. Dahil yung learning competencies na kailangan, yun lang din naman ang kailangang i-hone ng mga bata. Yun din ang ipapagawa sa kanila. No more, no less. So the DepEd is also, or our most important source of help in this new normal. And then, we have to foster stronger parent-teacher partnership amidst the pandemic, amidst this new normal. Maraming mga sections sa Naga Central School 2 ang may mga messenger group chats. Nandyan, pati teacher nandyan. So the announcements are given through the group chats. The parents communicate with each other through the group chat. Yung teacher also can give instructions on when to get the module, what else are to be filled in, what documents are to be submitted on what particular date. Ito po ay lahat nagagawa natin kahit pa new normal, kahit pa online learning, distant learning, because of a very strong partnership between parents and teachers. And I salute the teachers of the Naga Central School too for being very supportive and being very responsive to the needs of parents and children or students. I suppose I can also say the same, although wala akong experience sa ibang mga public schools, pero dahil nga coordinated naman ang efforts ng lahat ng mga schools, mostly the DepEd schools, but also even the public schools are also under the DepEd and are cognizant of the mandates of the DepEd. So, nakikita ko yung stronger parent-teacher partnerships can also help, no? Or can help a lot, in fact, in this new normal. And then, there should be open communication between teachers and parents to foster this partnership. Of course, we have parental involvement, dalawa na nga eh. We are involved both as a parent and as a teacher. Through realizing a clear objective set forth by both parents and teachers in relation to what our children, if children should learn. Diba? Alam natin anong kailangang makover sa isang week, no? And we collaborate. We are willing to cooperate with the DepEd, and we are also willing to cooperate, especially with the teachers and other parents in helping our children in this new normal. And then I would like to share with you also some sites in the internet that can help us balance our lives, no, mga self-help, so that we are healthy. Kailangan natin healthy tayo para maging good parents tayo, especially in this new normal, but also a good parents, kahit pa anong time yan of the year or of the season, no? These are, itong mga nandito na mga sites are sites for exercise and yoga and meditation.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to take you through a 10-minute stretch that is great to do in the evening or even before going to bed at night. So just to get rid of all the aches and pains that you might have taken on from the day. You don't need any props, and we're going to do all of the poses either seated or lying down. So really a great way to get you ready for bed and get you ready to wind things down. So sit in a comfortable position, and we're just going to do some neck rolls. So you can let your head tilt to one side,
Very
draw it
simple.
all the way down, and circling all the way back up. Just a little half moon shape. You can lean back.
And of course, fast forward din natin, you assume positions that will both relax and stretch your body. Yeah. Okay, that's the first one. And then the second one is full of movement. So walking is a good form of exercise. And if we cannot walk outside, we can walk indoors.
Come to take a seat. Exactly like what you were doing at the beginning of class. Lengthening up, maybe rolling your shoulders up.
Okay. And then the third one, yung mga nagsusumba sa atin.
And this is your 30-minute dance cardio workout. Let's dance. All right, you guys, this is Rachel and Jenny. Jenny will be doing modifications today. And let's get ready. Let's dance. Here we go. Big inhales all the way up.
And all the way to the end, diba? These are very simple steps. And for you moms who are really into aerobic dancing or you're really into Zumba, siguro mas grabe pa dito yung movements na alam ninyo. No? But the point is, you have to exercise in order that you become healthy and ready for the challenges that this new normal is presenting to us as parents or even as individuals, no? And then finally, we teach ourselves and our children to share experiences with each other, to share the time to pray, to share the time to teach each other. With this, I think we can cross the bridge from this new normal to the newer normal. We develop our character muscles by overcoming challenges and obstacles. Let's cross this bridge together. Thank you very much for your attention. And I hope my personal sharing also helped you in any way. At sana rin, yung personal sharing ko, meron din kayong nakuha na parang pareho rin sa ginagawa ninyo. There is nothing new in what I have shared. Alam ko na ang iba sa inyo mas marunong pa sa mga aspects na diniscuss ko kanina. But then, this sharing is just to make you aware that you are not alone in this journey of being a parent in the new normal. Sabay-sabay tayo, sama-sama tayo. Walang magsusolo. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, Mom Grace, for sharing your insights and tips on parenting in the new normal way of learning. For the last part of our program, let us hear from Frank Elijah G. Pan, SPG President, Salve Teresa O. San Jose, NCS2 Faculty President, and Mary Rose O. Amparo, GPTA President, as they accept challenge of the new normal.
Hey everyone, my name is Frank Elijah G. Pan, SPG Mayor of Naga Central School 2. So here's the thing. Getting the best education has always been our hope to achieve a better future and to reach our dreams. In this time of pandemic, going to school and receiving the same kind of instruction we had has become more challenging. As the school's Supreme Pupils Government Mayor for this school year, I encourage my schoolmates to continue learning. Let us religiously answer and work on our modules prepared for us by the Department of Education and our teachers. This is an oath of providing us the education we need even during these uncertain times. We must not stop seeking for knowledge. We can learn something even so at the comfort of our own homes. Let us continue to observe the values we learned from Project W.A.T.C.H, one of the school's premier programs mandated by the Department of Education. Punctuality, even at home, can be observed. Let us use our time wisely and make a balance between school and homework. Preparing a schedule of tasks and observing them unfailingly is the key. In answering our modules, we can attest our honesty, the value we learned in our school and from our teachers. We promise to continue upholding and modeling this to our siblings and to the community. Project W.A.T.C.H, at home or in school, this is what we seriously need.
Good day, everyone. We are now entering an unprecedented time of learning in this term, new normal. When the virus first hit, the move to online learning began, and as an experienced teacher, I thought this pandemic would be a catalyst for change in the field of education. So in the new normal, see, online learning means forcing school, including us, to adopt technology and adjust ourselves to assistive technology. Educational institutions are forced to implement the recent government regulation to make reasonable adjustment in providing quality education to our learners. My understanding is that the new normal means all activities will largely return to the way things were before the outbreak of COVID-19. Indeed, with the condition that health protocols must be followed, there will be two teaching and learning methods under the new normal, one the modular and the other online. New normal means learning how to live with friends, family members, teachers, or peer supports, which is not always as easy as we might think. Perhaps the most important things for us in our pupils and parents right now is to constantly check in our mindset. Many of the educational issues we are now discussing have existed before the health crisis, which has exacerbated our situation. Ibig sabihin yung lumalalang sitwasyon. The COVID-19 crisis emphasized existing challenges that have strengthened our commitment to being part of the solution. We remain focused on the mission to provide our children with access quality education. It is not a challenge for me alone, but to all of the NCS2 teachers. We have to persevere and adapt to any challenge as we navigate through them together with courage and kindness. I want to take a moment to realistically acknowledge that our situation in this time will only get harder. Still, we have to recognize that we cannot make everyone happy with all our decisions. But rest assured that we must continue to use our core values as a guiding principles for our decisions. Our values must speak of belonging, curiosity, excellence, honesty, integrity, respect, and service. This is our accountability to each other in the community we serve. Thank you and God bless. This is the new normal challenge to teachers.
Good day, everyone. I am Miss Marie Rosa Amparo, the General PTA President of Naga Central School 2. As a parent, I have encountered a lot of difficulties and challenges in facing this new normal situation, especially in our children's education. I am a very busy parent. Both me and my husband has a lot of things to do every day, but we always make sure that we will spend time to our children for their education, especially now that their learning modalities is modular. So I think that honesty should really be promoted for both parents and the children. That's why me personally, I want to instill the word honesty to my children, because honesty is not just a word. It's not just about telling the truth. It's about being real to yourself. It also promotes openness. It empowers us and enables us to develop consistency in how we are going to present the facts. Well, actually, honesty is more than necessary today. I can still remember that W.A.T.C.H says that this is the perfect time to be honest. For us parents, we should act as the facilitator or mentor and not as the proxy student, as if we were the one who's going to answer the questions already in their modules. Because if our children do not understand the instruction or some writings or written explanation in their modules, they can always ask us for help, for elaboration, but not to the point that we will be the one who's going to do the answering. Because in that way, parents, we are not helping our children by doing that. But sad to say, there are some parents who's doing those practices because maybe they can't wait for their child to finish the work. Because number one, may mga bata na matagal magsulat. May mga bata din na hindi pa masyadong magaling mag-spelling. So the tendencies of the parents is that akin na, ako na lang ang gagawa, akin na, ako na lang ang magsusulat. So the other one is that number 2, there are some parents that they do those practices because they want their child to obtain a high marks. They want their child to get a high grades. But what's the use? Kung mapapansin lang naman ng mga teachers na tayong mga parents ang gumawa at nagsulat doon sa modules ng mga anak natin. So parang wala din. Remember parents, we are not helping our child by doing that. Laziness is being supported, the lack of motivation is not being addressed, and the virtue of honesty is totally ignored. Let us be the one na maging role model tayo sa mga anak natin and maging good example tayo para sa kanila. Let us help them to be responsible, to be independent and honest. Again, I am an advocate of Project W.A.T.C.H. I value time consciousness and honesty. Good day everyone, and thank you. God bless us all and let us all stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank, Ma'am Salve, and Ma'am Mary Rose. To close our program, let us listen to Ma'am Maria Julie F. Sabaliege, Naga Central School 2's Science Coordinator.
Good morning. Being late has become the stereotype of Filipinos, and having this so-called Filipino time, a negative trait that we should change. Thus, the Department of Education reminded the teachers about punctuality and honesty. For teachers are supposed to be role models to their students, the parents, and the community. But of course, being punctual should not apply only to teachers, but to every Filipinos. Though the teachers bear the extra burden of teaching the value of time and honesty to young minds so they will grow up ingrained with the desirable habit of punctuality and honesty. The concept of being honest and being on time in binding the very basic values of our children is very important. So amidst the pandemic that we are facing, let us keep on instilling the value of time and honesty to our children. To the committees, guests, participants, thank you for being here and taking the time to listen. Again, thank you and good day.
Thank you, Ma'am Julie, and thank you to all of you for tuning in and participating in our school's webinar. Have a nice day.